Hi everybody. Today I wanted to talk about some of my favorite grooming products, specifically the brushes and the combs that I like to use. I have Lizzie here with me to help. She's pretty much the only one who's dressed for the day. It's still kind of early, so I haven't gotten around to brushing dogs, giving out hairdos, and things of that nature. The three websites that I like to purchase my combs and brushes from are cherrybrook.com. You can pretty much find every single one of them on that website. chrissystems.com. I like to order from Chris Christensen, sometimes because they send you free samples of grooming products with your order. However, they do take a little bit of time to ship. And when all else fails, or I'm in a hurry to receive a certain product, I will shop at Amazon. So I'd like to start off with the slicker brushes that I like to use. There seems to be quite a controversy with Shih Tzu owners over the use of the slicker brush. Now, in pretty much twice a year, in the spring and again in the winter, I find that my dogs start to lose more undercoat than normal. So during those times, I will use the slicker brush. The slicker brush pretty much removes the tangled or dead undercoat because they are double coated. This one is a medium curved slicker brush, which I like to use on my bigger dog, Stewie, to get, the body area. This brush is $38. Now, everything that I buy is typically a better quality, and that's for a couple of reasons. I found that they're more efficient, it takes less time, and there's less stress on the dog while I'm grooming. And I have a little bit of an issue with repeatedly purchasing grooming supplies. In the beginning, when I first started grooming my dogs at home, I was buying 4 combs a year, 2 brushes a year, and I really didn't want to do that. So sometimes it's better to purchase these items even though they're more expensive. It depends on you and your dog. Everybody is different. I have 3 different dogs with 3 different coat types, so I tend to stick with what's going to work best for them. I also have, this is an extra small slicker brush. This is also by Chris Christensen, and I like this for the armpit areas, the body of my 2 ladies they're significantly smaller than Stewie. And then I have a tiny head slicker brush. The tiny head, it's $32. The extra small, was $28. The extra small, I know it seems like you're not really getting a lot for $32. However, it is excellent in removing mats that are very close to the skin in smaller areas. I really can't live without this little slicker brush. And I think that I replaced them. The bigger ones, I've had 2 years. I haven't had to buy a new one. This one I replace every year. So if you're not comfortable using a slicker brush on your Shih Tzu, and in addition to the slicker brush, I have a pin brush. Now this is a Chris Christensen Gold Series, and it's $34. And this is the best pin brush that I've ever had. It's really efficient at pretty much just gliding through the hair, and I use it not so much to detangle, but to pretty much remove hair that's been stuck in the coat after I use the slicker brush to loosen the undercoat. And I think that I've had this brush for 3 years, and overall it was a really good product to buy. I'll probably never have to buy it again. Keep it, girl. Okay, so I have 3 combs that I use on a regular basis. This guy is also by Chris Christensen, and this is a 7.5-inch fine coarse butter comb. It was $32. I will never have to buy another one, ever. So I don't feel bad about spending the money. So basically it has teeth that are further set apart on one end and teeth that are closer on the other side. So it serves multiple purposes. I like to use it just to make sure that there's no knots or tangles. Maybe for a quick brushing at night, just to check for mats. And if you do have a mat, the smaller side is really efficient with removing, helping to remove the matted fur. I also, when the dog is wet after a bath, I use it to mildly detangle the coat before I blow dry. And this is the face comb. They're all butter combs. They're called butter combs from Chris Christensen. And it's just very small in size. I like it. I could put it in my pocket and take it places with me. It also has the teeth. They're set further apart on one end and closer together on the other. And that's for the delicate areas around the eyes, removing the eye crispies. Feet, you can brush feet. Maybe to freshen up the pigtails. It's very universal. And this guy is also $32. Now I've purchased these products in a cheaper version, especially the combs. And the cheaper combs don't glide through the hair. They get stuck, they cause knots. So again, it's one of these things that I'll never have to repurchase. What I do, because a lot of my grooming products are higher end and they are expensive, is, I budget them in every so often. If I know I need a new brush that costs $40, I budget it in. Now this comb is my it's my favorite. It's called a tail teaser butter comb. And it has a combination of small teeth and longer teeth. They're all set close together. I think the original concept of this comb is to make a show dog poof. So you could tease the top knot to make it poofy. I don't use it for that reason. None of my babies have enough hair. They're not show dogs, they're just pets, although they're all my best in show. But this is another one of those things that I absolutely cannot live without. I use it for purposes other than what it was intended. For example, I do use it to comb through and make a top knot. I like it because all 3 of my dogs, their hair it's all different. Ellie's very fine. Lizzie's longer. She's in the middle, consistency-wise. And Stewie is so downy, it's hard to get a comb through him. And this comb works for everything. They do come with fine teeth where they're really set close together, or on the other end, coarse teeth where the teeth are wider apart. I've used every single one, and I like this one the best. And I think my favorite thing about this comb is the fact that if I do have a mat, it is really efficient in removing the loose hair. Which I guess I'll show you in another in another video, where I would take the slicker brush to loosen up the mat, and then I use this comb to remove the hair. She good girl. You want your cookie? You know, so overall, I think that they're expensive. But for me, where I groom my dogs at home and I don't spend money on a groomer, it's really not a big deal to purchase products that work well. And if you have any questions, I will link the items on the bottom of my YouTube page. And I thank you for stopping by again.